Hey, what's up, Cape Trader? Okay. I thought this tab was muted. My bad. All right, let's see what happens today, man. Let's see what happens. Uh, we started with 238,000 contracts this morning, so I don't expect there to be a lot. I really don't. I don't expect a lot of movement today, actually. I don't expect any movement today. I mean, it seems like there's a lot of liquidity up there around like 520, 511. And it looks like I got that target hit last night as well. Got over like 100 points yesterday, so I'm happy about that. I see two of them kissing and hugging on stage. Oh, what color is this? Is it more like an orange or something? That's gold. I just need one more color. Mm. No, I don't got a red. I get this last one. Yeah, I expected this. Really, I expect this. All the banks are closed today. It's a holiday, Labor Day. Rich people take their breaks seriously. They take their time away from working seriously. Okay. Well, that's done. I had to get a couple of things done. I realized that damn, look at this small opening range so far here on the Nasdaq. Look how small this is. So far only a 40, around a 40-point opening range today. If you didn't catch this double bottom retest, if you didn't catch this double bottom retest right here, this was the biggest move of the session right here. This double bottom retest all the way from August 26th. So if he wasn't a part of that move, unfortunately, I think this is probably the best move that he's going to get. This is we actually had a resting limit sitting here around 375. So I was happy to wake up to some green this morning after getting a small red position. So yeah, the way that my strategy is set up is almost a 1 to 2.5 to 3, depending on if every single one of my targets get hit. So I'm well in profit right now. So I'm happy about that trade from last night. I'm really happy about that. But we'll see. We do have the 200 EMA coming down around 520. I do see that there is a wall building up around 510, 500 here on the NASDAQ. I mean, we did have enough sellers in this leg to break this low. Right now, it does appear that we could see a two-legged pullback right here. We could see a two-legged pullback into resistance. I doubt that there's enough liquidity in the market to break it. Hmm. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I'll take a trade at around 510, 520 if I see the bears come in. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll just have to see. Should K trader, I should have took that so this short opportunity at 57. I wish I took it. I wish I took it, man. It looks like it was a good trade. Looks like it was a good trade. I was looking at on TradingView and I said, man, it's trading right into freaking previous resistance. Maybe I should take it. And then I convinced myself not to take it. I convinced myself not to take the trade. Because I just didn't want to deal with the I didn't want to deal with it, but moving forward, I'm gonna probably Okay, so moving forward, what I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna start classifying my trades, and just because I want to be in the habit of always taking a trade if the opportunity presents itself, regardless of how I feel. So I'm gonna have accounts. I'm gonna start trading these types of trades in my high risk account because I hate the feeling of regret. I hate the feeling of loss, but I hate the feeling of regret even more. And when an opportunity that I pass up on and it works beautifully, I hate that feeling. And honestly, that feeling of regret, at least for me, triggers, well, I'm gonna get it next time. I'm gonna get them next time. The next setup I see, I'm gonna take it because the feeling of regret, it just motivates that. It's probably like it's a gateway drug to trading on tilt for sure. It's a gateway to trading on tilt. All right, so we got about 6 minutes until the orb is complete, and surprise, surprise, 255. So we do not have the volume this morning. We're well under the average. We only had 17,000 contracts added in the first 15 minutes here. So if this doesn't, either we're going to have a slow grinder or the market is just going to chop. But we show up to work every day, so it doesn't matter what the market does. We show up to work. We just have to prepare ourselves for that reality. And I'm gonna just cancel these orders. Well, I guess I'll leave it on. I guess I'll leave it on until my cutoff time at 10:30 or at 10 o'clock, 10:30 ish. Because I don't think the market's gonna do anything. I don't think so. Are you still haven't sold on that gold position? So, what are you looking for exactly on gold? Are you looking for it to break out above all-time highs? All-time highs right now currently is around 85.7. So it shorted a dollar, literally a dollar. Or never mind, I take that back. Just about a dollar. So 85. Oh, actually, never mind. I take that back. 85.7 is all the way up here. All right, so this is all-time high on gold. I'm gonna mark this on my chart. I'm gonna mark this 85.7. 585. Actually, it's 585.8. Excuse the hell out of me. 585.8. Okay. Make sure I'm just going to project this into the end of the week. And I'm going to probably color this. Probably make this red or something. Yeah, I'll probably make it that. So I know that's all-time highs right now. So we're almost there, and we know how gold trades. Gold does not overshoot the first time. It definitely will come right back down. It's going to be up to the bulls to hold the pullback on that one. That's what it's going to take for the bulls to trade and sustain above all-time highs. The 100 EMA on the 1 minute. So, what is it about the 100 EMA that gives you confidence to trade it, to use it as part of your trading strategy? Mm, okay. Let me see. Mm, mm, $20, huh? Mm. Professor Tone says he's looking for the breakout 2 on gold. Yeah, I think we can. What was I looking at? So I actually have a in my high risk account right now. I actually got a limit sitting at 530 actually. I'm looking for the bulls to hold the pullback around 530. But I mean, I guess as long as they don't take out this low, it's still bullish at 525. So if they can hold 530, technically it would still be bullish. But when it comes to gold, I always have to ask myself, are they going to take out a high without dipping it down? Because we did have a big move. I mean, we had a continuation from Friday's session, a big continuation from Friday's session. Uh, I, I I will say that when it comes to gold, I trade it pure off of technicals. I try not to understand why it's moving. I'm just trading the movement itself, if that makes sense. And my biggest concern when it comes to gold, or at least right now, is that I don't understand why these big moves are happening. Unless y'all guys know, I have no clue why gold is making such a big move higher. Really don't. But I just shut up in color. I just trade the technicals, and that works. I wrote it up from Asia. Yo, congratulations on that, man. I wish I took that. K Trader was telling me to get into it, but I ain't get into it. I'm feeling that gut punch of regret for sure. Definitely. But I took that Nasdaq trade, so I mean it's bittersweet. I took the Nasdaq trade. That was a great trade from last night. I don't want to get into the habit of crying over spilled milk. We took a great trade on Nasdaq last night. A great follow-up trade from this trade right here. We missed a trade on gold, but we got it on Nasdaq. So yeah, man, if we can break out above it, if we can break out above, then shit. I'm gonna probably have to come back tomorrow for gold. If we can break above and hold above that breakout from Friday's session, or from if we can break out above 550 and hold above 550, then yeah, I think we can get a continuation on gold for sure. This little pivot point right here, this pivot, if we can break up and hold above this, then we're good, because that would break the potential head and shoulders pattern that's forming right here. This could potentially be a head and shoulders right here. Obviously, that's your left shoulder. Your left shoulder, your potential head, and this will be your right shoulder. So, I mean, if they can get above that, hold, and the bulls come back and hold that, then sure, I definitely agree with the pullback. Great minds think alike. Yeah. So I'm gonna keep my eyes on this one. I'll definitely keep my eyes on it. All right. So we got 5 minutes into the 9 o'clock algo here. Mm. Man, this was actually a great trade on the ES, man. That was a great trade that I missed on Friday because I wasn't paying attention to it. I said yesterday and last week that I won't be trading the ES anymore. But man, does this thing have great setups and great opportunities sometimes. This was a great trade. Looking at it right here. It broke Friday's orb, or it broke that orb down. It came back, retested it, and dropped. And then it did the same thing during Sunday's open. And these are the setups that I look for. And these are the setups that I want to trade and participate in. And I just hate the fact that ES just does these types of setups at random times and not when I'm actually looking at the chart. I think what I'm gonna start doing with ES, or at least my trade flow that I'm going to move forward with, is the main focus is going to be to trade the Nasdaq intraday. That's where majority of my focus is going to be. And if I see a setup on ES and gold, I'm just going to set a limit there and come back and see what happens, because you can't actively trade ES or gold, or at least with my strategy, because I'm looking for at least 13 points. So my strategy requires there to be enough room for at least 13 points. And she just doesn't move intraday like that. Like this was like when I was back testing all last week, I was like, dude, where was all these setups when I was paying attention to the ES, man? Like with the orb, it's this orb right here is such a cheat code with the ES, man. It is such a cheat code. How many times it uses this area as support? It breaks out, pulls back, retests the high. These types of trades are consistent money trades. You just have to wait for it and trust that uh, it doesn't stop you out prematurely. And my another big issue with the ES is that you kind of need to trade size with her for it to even justify waiting for these setups. But okay, well, I guess I'll just start doing that. Okay, so I mean, technically, we got a little small little range breakout here on the Nasdaq. I think it'll be short lived. I think we probably see maybe 520 here on the Nasdaq, because I see that there's a bunch of liquidity at 511. So if there's a bunch of, and then now there's a block of liquidity at 520. Hmm. Hmm. I prefer to trade. Well, I wouldn't probably have enough room. Hmm. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna actually take the same trade that I should have took last night, or that I took last night. That 475 entry that we took last night that I got stopped out at, because maybe they'll hold it this time. How often do we trade these half days and we think that the market is going to, or at least there's going to be passive sell orders in certain areas, and then the market just trades right through those areas. So I prefer to actually trade with the price movement into these areas versus trying to use it as resistance. That's what I prefer. Because even though there's a whole block of liquidity there, I don't trust it. At least not on the Nasdaq. At least not for the bears, because we already got this big move down. We got this big move down. We popped back up, and we made a higher low here. So that this potentially could be the start of a micro trend here. Okay. I'm gonna rock with this one. We'll see what happens. Especially if they take out this block right here, they can take this out. I'm definitely not going to trust shorts. You said they use those swing levels as entry as gold on it. K Trader, which settings do you use on gold? I keep mines around 30 to 45. Since because I trade on such a small tick chart or tick setting, I trade 180 ticks on gold or 150, and I need to have these swings mean something, and having the strength of the swings helps out a lot. It allows me to, okay, this is a actual swing versus, because what I've found during back testing with these swing levels with gold and other instruments is that is dependent on how big of a chart that you're trading. And sometimes if it makes like a little swing like this or something like that, so if you have it on a low setting, a swing like this right here where it swings and it shoots up and it breaks that high, you'll have the um the indicator will put a swing here too. And then they'll put a swing here too if it's low enough, but if you increase the strength, it takes out a lot of noise, and you can kind of these swing levels are very reliable. Very reliable. Hmm, 520 though. Well, I mean, technically that's a failed breakdown. That's a sweep out. That's a double bottom retest. I mean, if they do reject it at 520 on the Nasdaq, if they do reject it at 520, we do see the rejection at 520. Hmm. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think that's a double bottom retest. That's a double bottom retest right there. Well, maybe, maybe, maybe. Hmm. Maybe. I mean, Wow, 120. Hmm. 120, huh? Actually, I mean, well, let me see what that looks like. 120. Hmm. Yeah, well, there's definitely a lot less noise for sure. There's definitely a lot of noise, less noise for sure. No. All right, I'll just keep it like that. I'll just keep it like this. I'll keep it like that. It's just I don't want all the noise. That's it. No, I just don't want the noise. Okay. Oh shit! I didn't realize that. Hmm. I didn't realize that. You said the higher swing levels are good for breakout entries. Yeah, I've seen that too. This swing indicator is really great on ES and is really great on gold. Nasdaq. Uh, what I find is that the Nasdaq with these levels, they work when they work and they don't. But then when they don't work, it can leave you frustrated. Because looking at a higher time frame chart, actually, I might just make this into a. Might just make this into a. Oh no, I'll keep it this way. So we might get a double bottom retest here. So actually, now that I'm looking at this, hmm, we actually could see a move up to 520, and we probably will see that rejection at 520. But I want to emphasize on the word rejection and not a reversal. I think we may get a double bottom retest at 400 for a head and shoulders pattern right here. Potentially. Potentially. We got the price making lower lows, lower highs. We have a failed breakout going to the we have a failed breakout to the upside. We have a failed breakdown to the downside. They swept the liquidity underneath this low. We pop right back up, creating the head, potential head. Well, that's not potential because obviously this is the left shoulder. This is the head, and this will be the potential right shoulder, potentially, because the candles hasn't been painting yet. So we'll see what happens at 400. I would not be surprised if we actually see a bounce around 400 actually. Because we do got the 200 EMA sloping to the downside. So I think the market may want to come down. So, okay. So this is what I'll probably do. Instead of taking this long, well, I guess what I could do is I'll just take profits. If I don't get filled on this one, I'll probably take profits around R2. I want to see what the reaction is at this level. And I'll probably go in for the short. Now, let me look at ES and see if the ES agrees with that. Well, the ES has made a higher high. I'm sorry, a higher low. And it did not take out Friday's low. We have a failed breakdown. We got a failed breakdown on the ES. I'm actually just paying attention to this because we had a micro trend right here. I mean, I guess it really depends on how you want to draw it. Because, yeah, I think that's probably right there. Yeah, that's it right there. Because if we look at it from the ES perspective, and we look at it from the ES perspective, we have a micro trend, price breaking this prior range right here. We got Friday's low. That's still intact. We got a range breakout. We got a pullback into that range. And now we got price right back above that support trend line. So if I was a bear, I wouldn't short it on the ES unless it just completely craps out here. Because the angle at which this trend line is sloped, I don't know. Because if I was a bear, if we see a breakdown, if it doesn't completely just break down right there, as a bear, how would I be able to take this? Because if it does this, and if it pops back up, I would want to short it here for that move down. Yeah, that makes sense. I think that makes sense. I think that makes sense. Because I'm pretty sure there's going to be buyers at Friday's low. If the bears manage to break down, they'll probably get to Friday's low. They'll probably sweep the liquidity. We'll probably see a bounce. And this is where the bears will get aggressive right there. And this is where we could potentially see the bears try to break past that low right there on the ES. Yeah, I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see. I don't think we're gonna get a lot of information for this session, though. Just have to wait and see. Yeah, I definitely agree, Cave Trader. It is definitely not tradable right now. We only had 17,000 contracts added in the first 15 minutes. So that right there should have been. This is probably one of those days where going outside and touching grass, getting some of that sunlight is probably the best option. But we show up to work every day. I mean, honestly, I think this is probably a great time to just to set up your chart, because it's highly unlikely that we'll get anything today, or at least this session. The market closes at 12 o'clock. The banks are closed. There's really no reason. I mean, unless, like I said, unless you're in this, or unless you're still in somewhere in this move right here, I mean, there really isn't a reason to trade. Or let me rephrase that. There's always a reason to trade. That's blasphemous. There's no reason to get aggressive in a trade. Hmm. Hmm. Should I think with bookmap indicators telling me that maybe I should rethink my long. Everybody in the chat is long right now, or they're looking for longs. We know that the market likes to go in the opposite direction of the crowd. Everybody's looking for longs right now. Or majority of the chat is looking for longs. Hmm. You know what, man? Hmm. I just sworn I made playlists for this. Hmm. And listen to some lo-fi music, I guess. Why not? No, Taven. We had a trade last night from the lows. You're in Ethereum right now? I mean, well, for all the gold traders, yeah, I can see why y'all guys are still on the hourly chart. That's definitely bullish. That's definitely bullish on the hourly chart. So you said Ethereum. You said that you're in buys in Ethereum right now? Where are you in at? Let's look at Bitcoin. Mm, mm. This is why I really enjoy trading Bitcoin. You can't beat this. This is a super bear market. You have bullish moments, but it's a bear's market. Fear and greed makes this a bear's market. Mm, you know what, man? Let me pull up a Bitcoin chart, man. Let's pull up a Bitcoin chart. Probably do like 9 days or something like that. I probably have to do all this. Okay, let's pull up Bitcoin chart up. Oh yeah, dude, it's hard enough to get long. It's hard enough to get longs on Bitcoin. If anything, I would always when it comes to Bitcoins, when it comes to trading Bitcoin, there has to be a really good reason why I'm longing this market. If there is no reason to take a long, then I'm always going to look for a short. There is no reason to long this market ever. It's all short setups work on this thing. Oh yeah, that's probably what I. Oh yeah, that makes sense. I'll probably back test this a lot over the weekend or something like that. Well, that's like a 300-point spread, though. Oh. Which indicator are you referring to? A lot of these are Lux Algo indicators on TradingView. Outside of, well, I don't know if y'all guys can see that. So right now, I'm using the breaker blocks with signals, the order block detector, the smart money concepts. I thought I was using a lot more, but I guess I'm not. Or maybe I probably turned off a lot of it because I just want to see. So I just want to see what other traders are seeing because I know that there's going to be a lot of liquidity around ICT concepts. So I want to see where a lot of other traders are going to be looking at because as much as this is a zero sum game, this is also a team sport. So if majority of traders are going to, and these bots are going to get in at these little breaker blocks, fair value gaps, whatever you want to call them, that I want to also make sure that I'm trading in this area as well. But uh, I don't know, man. That ETH trade, it really depends on, at least in my opinion, is your position. I'm not saying that you're right or wrong, or that I'm right or wrong. But I guess it really depends on where you're long at, because to me that's an obvious downtrend. It's making lower highs and it's making lower lows, so it really depends on where you're long. I guess I wouldn't particularly hold this long term. It would be a short term long scalp if I'm in it long. But it looks like it wants to at least come back down. That's my opinion. If I see a breakout, then I'm going to want to trade the pullback because there's always going to be a pullback. I don't think the market, as much as we generate negative scenarios in our mind and we tend to believe it, there's always going to be a pullback. There's always going to be a pullback. To safely break or to safely trade a trend reversal is obviously that change of character, break of structure to the upside, and the market holding that pullback. Without that, it's hard for the other side of the market to win because they're fighting literally an uphill battle, literally with the bulls. Because if you're a bull, you're literally fighting an uphill battle. It's obvious that the bears are knocking it down. As soon as it trades back into a previous area of resistance, they're knocking it down. They're trading into a previous area of resistance. They're knocking it down. This is an obvious downtrend. You got 3 lower lows and you got 3 lower highs. So, I mean, and it looks like it's about to form a triangle too. Yeah. You said DTFX algo zones? Hmm. That's the first time I've heard of that person. Let's actually look at that. Oh, okay. Okay, so it is Lux algo. What is this? What is DT? Let's actually look at it and see what that does. So what is these blocks? Like, what do they mean? Yeah. Yeah. I prefer to trade range days over trend days. It's because it's easier to make money in range days, but the only downside about a range is that you have to be perfect. I still miss. Yeah. Short setups, long setups are just not it in Bitcoin. It's just not it. Actually, let me see. Because I kind of forgot my strategy with Bitcoin because I would trade seven. So 257 points. Mm. 257 points. Mm. Mm. I would have probably got stopped out of that one. Yeah, I would have got stopped out of that one. So 250. So what if how about if I'm risking 360 points? Mm. So 250. So I'll be risking $250 for 360 points. 7 contracts. Mm, mm, mm. Okay. Yeah, Taven, I'll look at that. I'll do some back testing over the weekend and actually play around with that indicator. So like Taven says that those boxes represents the break of a swing. Then the levels are created to trade based off of once they have retested. Okay. Mm. So I would need to capture 2,100 points roughly to make $1,500 a day on 7 contracts. Because each point is what, 70 cents? Or no? Oh yeah, so it's okay, so it's 10 cents per contract. I thought Bitcoin was 50 cents per contract. I thought it was 50, but maybe I'm mistaken. Well, obviously I'm mistaken. It's 10 cents. So it's 70 cents per point. 70 cents per point. Mm. So it takes 50 contracts to add up to a full size mini. 50, huh? Hmm. Hmm. I'm only trading 7. Hmm. You know what? You know what? Okay. I have plenty of throwaway accounts. Why not? Why not? When Bitcoin is actually moving. Actually, what contract is Bitcoin currently on? Let me actually let's see. We'll just use whatever. So U25. So it's on August. Is U August? I think U is August. Oh, so it's on September or oh, so it's on September's contract. Okay, shit. Why not? Why not? I guess we can also trade Bitcoin. Why not? And I'm only going to take shorts on Bitcoin. I'm not taking any I'm not taking any long positions on Bitcoin. I'll just always wait for the short. The long setups don't work. They work, but then they don't work. But they work. It's just easier to look for shorts because they're reliable. They are reliable, they are consistent. Mm. But the one thing I don't like about Bitcoin is all these liquidity gaps. I mean, it's these gaps that the market likes to open up with and stuff like that. I think that was probably one of the reasons why I stopped trading it. I'm talking about futures, not the actual crypto market. I'm talking about Bitcoin futures. This thing is always in a downtrend. We do get our pushes on Bitcoin. I'm not saying that that does not happen. But what I'm saying about it being consistent is just the levels aren't consistent, or at least I haven't found consistency on the long side of Bitcoin futures. Let me be clear about that. It's easier to take the short, in my opinion. I guess I should say that too. Because it's my opinion doesn't make that doesn't make it right. I mean, my opinions are based off of what I see on the charts, but okay. So I mean, if we see if we see setups on Bitcoin, I guess we'll take it too. Shit, why not? Just like gold, I feel that with gold, when I started trading gold, I started trading gold in the when it was a super bull market. So I made the assumption that gold was for longs or for the bulls, and Bitcoin was for the bears. But over time, I've noticed that gold and Bitcoin trade very similar, except that Bitcoin is more bearish. But gold, you can trade both sides of gold. I mean, when gold trends, she trends. It's not smart to get in front of gold when she starts to trend like that. But all right, so I'm going to pull these orders off of my funded account. I'm going to pull these orders. It is way too late in the game right now. After 9, 10 o'clock, gold gets too loose for me. I'll keep the positions in my evals though, for sure. But she gets too loose after 9 or 10, and I don't like that. I like my women to be tight, right and tight. Gold gets too loose. So, and I've discovered that over back testing. I mean, you can look at it for yourself. After 9, 10 o'clock, gold doesn't normally. She kind of overshoots a little bit. Not overshoot in terms of how the Nasdaq will overshoot, but for her, overshooting like maybe 1 to 2 points, that's an overshoot for gold, because for all us gold traders out here, we know that she'll tap a level and she'll go. She'll tap a level and go. She don't play those overshooting games, but she gets kind of loose after 10 o'clock. So I try to stay away from trades and try not to take an unnecessary loss after 10 o'clock. So I just close all trades after 10. You said the spreads are way better? Oh, are you talking to Taven? Are you talking about EMAs on hold on, what are you talking about? Well, uh well, Cave Trader, I don't know. If I was scalping, that would probably be my strategy, but I use the EMAs to kind of tell me what direction to trade in. And if I see rejection off of the 21, the 50, 200 EMA, that I know that I should stay on the side that it sloped like right now. Even though the EMAs are flattening out on gold, it's still bullish until it's not, until we see a break and then they hold it off of that. And then we see that break down, and then it'll be bearish in the short term, but it's still bullish overall. I do use the EMAs in my trading though, but it's just one piece of it though. I don't want to make trading decisions solely based off of the EMAs. Like with the 21, y'all guys see me do it on the Nasdaq a lot. Is that what I like to do? What I like to use the EMAs for It's kind of like what it did here, and even though it missed me by a tick, even though it missed me by a tick. If I see a break of structure, I will attach my limit to the 21 EMA if I see the break of structure, because I know that if it breaks out, or okay, let me rephrase that. It's highly likely that when it breaks out, it pulls back to the 21 EMA and market participants gets really aggressive at that 21. You can see that they've got aggressive at that 21 EMA. And we're getting a small little bounce right here. But y'all guys know that I'm looking for at least 50, 56 points in a move. And if there's not enough room for at least two of my targets to get hit, I won't take the trade. Now, in this situation, this is a throwaway account. I'm not necessarily applying that rule to this trade. That's not what I'm doing here. But if I was in my stream account, then I wouldn't even have a limit sitting right here, because I'm concerned that the market is actually looking to reject around 520. That's what my concern would be. We got a little range right here. There was enough sellers here to break structure, and then not only break this little structure right here, but take out, I believe, Friday's low, if I'm not mistaken. Not Friday's low, but yeah, we took out Friday's low. So actually, let me get on a bigger time frame so y'all guys can see it. Well, I guess y'all can't see the range if I do it that way. All right. So, and here's that little range. We got the breaker structure. There was enough sellers here to take out Friday's low, but it wasn't strong enough to sustain underneath that low. So we got to pop back up. We got to pull back. And because of this pullback, my concern is this is a two-legged pullback into resistance for the bears to come back in and possibly retest 400. So that's what my assumption would be. And because this would be my assumption, I wouldn't even have this limit here, because there's not enough room unless we do see the bears come in or the bulls push it into this area, they break out, and then this is where I would want to take the trade. Because if the bulls prove that they want to break out, then I'm gonna let them show it to me and prove it to me that they want to break out. And then as they pull back into this range, this is where I'll take the long for the move up. I wouldn't even take this trade right here. Yeah, I'll probably just set a limit there. Probably set a limit there. Oh, man. When the markets aren't moving, life just seems slow. Are you asking me, Taven, if I'm going to take that buy on ETH? Well, I don't trade crypto, so I'm not actually going to take the trade. I don't trade crypto. Or I don't trade. So ETH would be too expensive for me to buy. That would be too expensive. Okay. Yeah, I don't it's too expensive for me to buy. The only time I'm interested in buying crypto is when they're in their pump and dump phase. I'm trying to get in and try to get out. If I was aware, and a lot of these crypto coins, they're not on. So the exchanges that you can get through the App Store, for whatever reason, it seems like the pump and dump coins reaches those platforms after it's in the bag holding phase, where people are just bag holding and they're trying to get other people to get in to pump it up so they can pass generational bag holding to the next, batch of quote unquote suckers. And so it seems like I kind of always miss the initial pump. Like with the Kanye West came out with a coin, and I didn't even hear about it until after, and I think it only reached $1, which is very interesting for. Well, I guess if Kanye probably released a coin before all the fallout, before all the crashing out that he's doing right now, it probably would have probably did the same thing. Probably a little bit better than Trump's coin. I did get the Melania coin. I was profitable for like 2 seconds. I held it because I thought that was going to retest the highs. They didn't retest the highs, so that winner turned into a loser. Um, Still holding that. My only profitable crypto position right now is XRP. I bought in when it was 40 cents. I scaled in around 50 and 70 cents. So maybe my average entry is around 55. And so it's like at $3 now, I think, maybe $2 or $3. So this is the only position that I'm up in right now. My XRP position. Yeah. This is the only one. See, I'm good. My entry is all the way down here in this little consolidation range. So I'm good on XRP. I don't have to worry about this. When I'm looking for XRP is probably the next couple of years. I had Shiba Inu. I was up $8,000 in that, and that shit came all the way down. I took some profits, but I was waiting to become a millionaire. I was waiting to become a millionaire off of Shiba Inu. And so that didn't happen. So yeah, I'm all the way down here. I got an entry around 45 cents. I scaled in around like 50. And so I'm all the way down here on XRP. And I actually bought XRP, I think in 2023, if I'm not mistaken. So I've held this for at least a year. It's just now, I'm just now getting the return on the investment on XRP now. Yeah. And I try to do the same thing too. I try to not worry about what people are saying about the charts or why the charts is doing a particular thing, like breaking down and breaking out. I just try to focus on the candles. At least I try to. At least that's my trading. That's my goal. I don't care why it's breaking out. All I care about is that it is. And if I'm on the right side of that breakout. Hmm. All right. Well, we'll get a Bitcoin strategy and we'll get an account to trade Bitcoin. We're only taking shorts. 50 contracts makes up 1 mini on the. But I think a lot of these prop firms, except for Apex, Apex is probably the only one that allows you to trade as many contracts as you want. These other contracts only restrict you to about 3 big. I think that's probably another reason why I stopped trading it. Because when I was trading Bitcoin, I had $10,000 days, $15,000 days with U Profit because they allowed me to swing the position. So I would get into a good spot because Bitcoin, all you do is get into a good short position and it just goes down for several days. I held positions for 2 to 3 days up 10K, 15K in Bitcoin. And when U Profit showed themselves to be scammers, I tried translating that success to other firms. I wanted to at least trade 7 micro Bitcoin contracts, but a lot of these firms only allow you to trade 7. Top Step only allows you to trade 5, I think. Top Step with Bitcoin, so with the old rules where you can only trade 5 minis or 5 micros on both sides, they apply that rule to Bitcoin for whatever reason. It seems like a lot of these firms are scared of Bitcoin. So they restrict the amount of contracts that you can trade with them. But I think I'll probably take advantage of that with Apex. Yeah, I think I should take advantage of that with Apex. Oh. Which level are you looking for, Taven, on XRP? And I think so. Here's the crazy thing. I think if Trump did not become president, I think XRP probably would have skyrocketed. The only reason why I say that about XRP is because the only reason why I bought XRP was because actually, I'm not going to tell that story. I'm not going to tell that story. But just know that the only reason why I bought XRP is because something that a Democrat said. And I said, okay. I'm not telling that story though. Because even though this is something that was said, I'm just not going to tell that story. Just know that it was a high-powered Democrat in Congress or up there in Congress said something about XRP that caught my attention. And that's the only reason why I bought it. And I think XRP was going to be used for something. But I don't think that that's going to be the plan moving forward. But I don't know. I mean, it's only an assumption. It's only an assumption. I mean, I bought it in at 40 cents. It pushed up to $2, $3. So obviously, maybe what that Democratic Congressperson said is it's happening. Maybe it's going to happen later than sooner. But we're getting the reaction from it. And if I had a decent sized position down at 40 cents, I think I only bought like maybe 100, maybe 500 coins, I think, at 5 down here. But if I put thousands of dollars into this, I mean, this would have been a great move up, and I would have been probably sitting real good right now. So, mm, 145, 125 level. And I definitely agree with you, Taven. I definitely agree with what you're saying. Definitely agree. Because my thought process is that price is going to go to where it's always was going to go, and that the news just only facilitates the trade. So you're looking for a buy level around 45, 125. And that'll be a break of structure down too. If it gets all the way down here, yeah, I can see why you're looking for that area. But it'll break this low right here at 160. Now, I guess if I were to buy at this level down here, me personally, I guess I would have to see what it does at this low. Hmm. Let's see if I can find something more upbeat. There was one that, for whatever reason, I can't find it. Oh, Daft Punk. You said that you're long on ES, hoping along the Nasdaq as well. So what do you see on the ES that made you go long, Cave Trader? Or pie. Oh shit. That was so small on the ES. I didn't notice that. I was like, where's the orb at? I had to make sure that the indicator was still on. 76. Is that like an 8-point opening range? An 8-point opening range on the ES? So everybody's looking for buys, huh? Well, I guess we'll see. Well, the Nas is actually retesting that orb high, or it looks like it's going to. You say you're looking for the trend breakout on Nas? Hmm. You're in on Nas one. Well, hmm. Well, I guess if it pulls back to 475, I'll be long with you guys as well. You think so? I mean, man, dude, I don't know. I hate when the price action gets low like this. I mean, as we talked about already, we do have this range right here. We do have that range, but overall, it's still in an uptrend, a micro uptrend. So it's kind of hard to it's kind of hard to say on that one. We still got we still got the EMAs sloping up. We still got price above the long-term EMA. We got price at the short and medium and VWAP. Hmm. People are looking for longs though, so I mean the bulls are buying. I agree, Cave Trader. That's why I'm really interested to see what they do here at 520 or somewhere in this area, somewhere in this range. I'm looking for shorts here. But as I said earlier, I'm looking for the market to pull back to around 400, not necessarily to take out this low at 371. Yeah, I mean, shit, that's all we can do is hurry the hell up and wait. Hurry up and wait. Hurry up and wait. That's the game that we play. All right. Yeah, gold is just sitting there just shopping. Gold is dead in the water right now. So, yeah, that's definitely true. Gold is dead in the water right now. If you weren't a part of this awesome move at the start of the session, we're just gonna have to wait for that pullback. Oh, you think so, Taven? Taven thinks that we're about to see a push up on the Nas. But you said that you're trading Nas 100, right? Mm. Hmm. I would have to agree with you. This is a daily chart too. Yeah, pull back into a breakout pullback zone. Yeah, I will be on the long side on Nas 100 too. I mean, my only concern is that price is that the 200 EMA is above price. That would be my only concern. But we got the break. Well, I guess it broke, it pulled back, it broke back up. Looks like it pulled right back into this area, and we're seeing the move. The 200 EMA would just be my concern. This is the 15-minute on Nas 100. Yeah, the Bulls definitely have control of the market right now. And I guess yeah, you can kind of see it on this chart right here that the Bulls have control. We have a candle closing above this previous candle right here. Or not closing, but it's trading above this candle. I mean, technically, even though we got this drop on the Nasdaq, I mean, we're still bullish. It's just that this is a bullish or a bearish leg, but I mean, we're still in an uptrend. Got a big pullback here, two-legged pullback into a previous area of resistance. So we're seeing the drop, and it looks like they found support at that trend line, that rising trend line. So, we'll see. Because if we get price to break out above this area, which is highly likely, we see the breakout, we see the pullback. Actually, I don't think y'all could see that. Actually, all right. So I mean, if we see, I mean, that's the high, that was the break. We have a rising support trend line coming up. We got a two-legged pullback into resistance. The bears held that. We see the drop. We're also seeing the bulls come in at that trend line. And if we see the breakout, which is going to probably be a very big breakout, I'm going to be interested in buying that pullback. We might even take out all-time highs too, if we can get above 830 or 800. Yeah. Yep. Market is definitely still overall bullish. We haven't broken anything. The bears haven't taken anything else. And even if they do, they don't close and they don't hold. So they don't close and they don't hold. Oh. I don't care about that. I'll be right there doing it with them. I don't care about that. Let me see. 111. 295 minus. So I need 200, 2,000 points. Man, that is not fair. Okay. Well, I would have been in long with you guys on this one, but the Nasdaq literally missed me by a tick here. I guess she didn't want to see me be happy. She didn't want to see me be green today. Well, not green today, but in this position. I'll be up 20 points right now. Would have been a great entry. 20 points up so far. And the Nasdaq took that away from me by missing me by a tick. Yeah. Isn't that interesting? Mm. 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 Okay. Uh, all right. Well, I mean that's fine. I mean it's not a big deal. That's fine. Hmm. Okay. Well, the Nasdaq made sure she robbed us of that perfect entry. That was robbery right there. Missed me by a tick. That's exactly what I did, Cave Trader. That's what I did. My that entry was where the 21 EMA was at the time, and I just left it there. I didn't attach it to the 21 EMA, which probably what I should have done. The one time where I don't attach it to the 21 EMA, but I only got missed by a tick. So I mean, I was in the right area, but obviously if I attached it to the 21 EMA, it would have gotten me, but it's not a big deal, I guess. He said use a simple moving average. I mean, I'll look into it. Well, all I can say at this point is congratulations to those that are in this and didn't get missed by a tick. I mean, technically not the ES, the Nasdaq Orb is technically is working. Technically, even if it does trade into this area, I mean, it's 43. I guess we'll see. Oof. Mm. 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 Okay. I should receive that tonight. Cool. All right. Mhm. Mm. It is right there. Mm. Okay. Ooh. I doubt it though, but I'm pretty sure I would do it. Damn. All right. So we'll see. We'll see. We will see. We'll see if this is a so if you look at the Think with Bookmap channel, there's over 1,700 contracts around this range right in this range right here. There's 1,700 contracts looking to sell in this area right here. 1,700 contracts. Hmm. You know what, man? Okay. So I'm gonna leave a sell limit in this area for a sell of the retest. My stop, my stop would be right above this high, a point above the high. Technically, that's what it would be. Hmm. I mean, it's not even a major swing or nothing. I mean, you have to ask yourself, why would you use that? It's not a major swing. It's a swing, but it's not a major swing. I think nobody doesn't have. Hmm. Okay. All right, guys. I'll probably end the stream in the next 3 minutes. Uh, there's nothing happening. I'm looking at the higher time frame chart on the other screen. This is the only place for the bears to really come in at, honestly. They don't come in here. And we're going to see a stop run, and then I'll be looking to probably buy the pullback. But with only about less than 2 hours in the market, I believe the market closed 12 o'clock Central Time, so that gives us an hour and 17 minutes. So I'm pretty sure we'll probably see a move at the open at 5, a continuation move of some kind. I mean, unless these are spoof orders, which honestly, I feel that if you're going to put that much contracts at one area to quote unquote spoof the market, you should at least have being able to pull all those contracts. There's 1,100 sitting at around 520. There's about 600 around 530 ish, 540 ish. So it's looking like the bears are trying to get aggressive in this area. Again, I'm not looking for a reversal. I'm looking for a potential move down to maybe 400, back down to 400. to complete the head and shoulders pattern, and then we can probably see a move back up. Unless the bears are actually serious this time and we get a move down. So maybe they're serious this time. Who the heck knows? Maybe Trump will say something and people will get out of their position. Who the heck knows? You have non-farm payroll this week. So, I mean, that's obviously going to be a market catalyst, obviously. We have jolts. Wednesday is going to be market moving. So we could see the market trend higher on Tuesday. And we'll probably get that drop on Wednesday. Or maybe even vice versa. Maybe we get a drop on Tuesday and the job data comes in and the beige book comes in and the market likes what it sees and we get a push. Who the heck knows? Yeah. Jobless claims. So this is definitely a week of job data. Jolts, ADP employment, non-farm payroll. Yeah, so jobless claims, beige book. But all right, guys, that's it for me today. We'll definitely come back later on tonight and we'll definitely look for more opportunities to earn some more money. And with that said, peace out, everybody.